welcome to this look at the next in our Christmas maps recaps with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on Przybiernowko. This is another one of the maps that was in the Christmas madness. So I'm gradually working my way through and trying to catch up. It's by Beemer, 750.77 megabytes download. This is a small town in Poland near Gryfice. Anyway, that being said, there are no required mods to download automatically. There's nothing in build mode, which is a curiosity with this, because we've got some extra bits and bobs in here. There's a couple of things I'm not sure about, and it might be something glaringly obvious that I've missed, but I'll talk about it as we go through. Slot count is 1,234 on all three game modes. I got it down to 1,176 by removing all the equipment and machinery. And I will say with this one though, be careful, because some of the stuff you can remove, some of the stuff you can't remove. For example, you can remove the silage clamps, but these fences stay above it and you can't remove them. This power cable line that runs across and sits on top of these sheds, you can remove the greenhouse with the sheds and that stays in the air. Fencing around the outside I couldn't remove, and these lean-to sheds I couldn't remove, but all the other brick buildings I could. So yeah, if you're going to do that, save your game before you move on. Gates out and around the map at various different locations don't open until 9 AM. So what we'll do is we'll go to the farmhouse, we'll speed up to 9 AM to get to that point. There are custom crops. There are a lot of custom crops actually. If we come to this here under crop types and we come all the way down, so this is becoming far more commonplace than it ever used to be, in honesty. Now in the description for the map it does say crops for threshing: rye, triticale, spelt and grain corn. We've got rye, triticale and spelt. Grain corn, not sure. I mean, unless it's, I couldn't find one further up that says grain corn. Anyway, it then says crops for chopping or mowing, so silage, harvesting or mowing: green rye, viburnum, field grass, silage corn, clover and alfalfa. So clover, alfalfa, we've got our silage corn, silage maize just there. I think viburnum is going to be where we've got green rye and vetch rye. I think that might be what viburnum is. And then it says cover crops, humus active and mustard, which are these two just here. Now we can do all the various different hay making things with the alfalfa and clover, but there's no silage clamps for making alfalfa silage or clover silage on this one. We have had on certain maps, but not on this one. So that's all the various different things and all the extra crops that are in here. But the other curious thing with that is, whilst they have been added in, there's nothing really in here that utilises them any further than that. And I'll show you that by coming into here. So owned at the start on the start farm, we have a large glass greenhouse, but this is a converted modded one, which isn't available to place. So you've only got one. You can't put any more in, which is curious because in the description this also says at the start the map focuses on dairy farming and greenhouse vegetable cultivation, which there's nothing stopping you putting any other greenhouses down. But these aren't, this one isn't available to place. So if you remove it, you can't put it back again. That's something to be warned of. Incoming materials: compost, empty pallets, herbicide, liquid fertilizer, seed and water. Now, empty pallets have been added in for you to purchase, or the sawmill has the ability to make them. We'll have a look at that in just a moment. Compost is produced at the biogas plant. The biogas plant has been converted on this map as well. Now, the other thing I did double check because I thought I'd have a look. If you use the 82 Studio multi-fruit buy station, there's the one that's got the pallets like warehouse bit added onto it and a sell point as well. If you place one of those on your map, you can buy compost, and you can buy the other thing in here is biomass, which again I'll get to that in a moment because I can't find anything that produces biomass. It's very, very strange, but it is showing. So there's your greenhouse. We come across then to available. There's your biogas plant. So the biogas plant combined heat and power plant. So you've got electricity from alfalfa hay. Hang on, done it again. electricity from chopped. Now that says chopped material. That's chaff, basically. Anything you've used a chopper for. From clover hay, electricity from hay. From manure, electricity from rapeseed, so canola swath. So you get swaths from canola. Electricity from straw. So you can see the electric charge, but also the byproduct of that is compost. So your biogas plant will produce compost, but nothing mentioned about biomass at all. Then we've got our standard, I guess, biogas plant, manure, silage, slurry, sugar beet cut. Now, until you buy that facility, it is like any other biogas plant, it is a sell point. And the biomass heating plant is attached to it, which is also just a sell point, but it's all built into one. If we come across and we go to our carpentry, fairly standard. Dairy, again, fairly standard. Grain mill, now bearing in mind we've got rye, triticale and spelt, that hasn't been adjusted to take any of those things. So they will just be crops that you can sell. They don't have an ongoing production. And then the sawmill, as you can see there, top one is empty pallets. And then we've got our planks wood, planks long, prefab wall and wood beam. So you can produce your own or you can buy them. If we come down to here, we go across our prices. I'll show you. If we come down here, because the other thing I was going to say, yeah, there you go, biomass. So there's no buy point or sell point for biomass. There's no silage clamp for making biomass. None of the productions are showing biomass as a byproduct. So I'm not sure how you come upon biomass, where it appears from. Because the other thing with this is, we come out here and we come into our vehicles and equipment. If we come down to our muck spreaders, if we go across one, there we go. Our muck spreaders will take manure, they will take compost, and they will take biomass. But again, I don't know where you can get it from. But again, the 82 Studio Multifruit Buy Station, you can buy biomass from it if you've got one placed on this map. If you place one, that's entirely up to you. The other thing I was going to show was, if we come down to here, mods and DLCs, there's your empty pallets. They are in there. They are also under your usual, if we come down to our pallets section under the normal thing, pallets, and there you go. There's your empty pallets. So whichever location you find them in, so you can buy pallets or you can produce pallets yourself. So yeah, a bit of a curiosity. Contracts are available if I hadn't already mentioned that. Let's go across. We'll have a look here. So this is the greenhouse. Now the greenhouse has got the various different locations, putting various different bits and bobs in. As you can see, there's your pallet point. We've got our various different liquids and products that come in for running it. I guess now is probably the time to also show you the. I know I said there's nothing under build mode, but if we come into build mode, I would have assumed that if the greenhouse is sort of added in, that there'd be one in here to place, but there's not. If we come across or up and we come across the silos, the same thing here. This silo, that is a standard crop type plus, so it's standard crop types plus the ones that have been added in onto this map, not a multi-fruit silo. But that's also not, there's nothing anywhere under build mode. So all of these extra bits and bobs that have been added in, including the biogas plant, aren't available to place separately. I know I've said that a couple of times now, but it's a fact. It's there. So there's your silo. As I said, sort of standard crop type plus. 2 silage clamps. And then we've got a couple of tractors just over here. One with front loader gear on it, one with mowing gear. We are actually going to use the Deutz. So what we'll do is we'll drop that off the back. We'll drop the mower off the front. So cow barn available just here with the potential for 85 cows. And again with this cow barn is sort of, I say, fixed in place. You can remove it, but you can't replace it. And then we've got a separate manure heap, which again it's not in the build mode either. So the manure heap with the conveyor sort of thing, you take your manure out from there, also not in the build mode. It's an odd one. I don't know why that would be the case. I suppose to stop you removing stuff. I don't know. I don't know what the reason would be without talking to the map makers themselves. Chicken coop just over here for 20 chickens. And we come just over here, or we went straight over there and didn't really look in the shed behind us. There's our seeder, front loader gear, And then I think this was actually empty. I don't think we had anything in this shed. But to the side here, trailer, plough, cultivator, little side windrower. There's nothing in here, was there? Nope. And across the way, our sleep and wardrobe trigger. So what I'm going to do is just click on that. Let's go across to, we'll go to 9:30. That way, hopefully some of the mist will have lifted. Water is just there. We do have NPCs on the map. I know people have very strong feelings about NPCs. If they're on the map, they're on the map. I can't do anything about it. I do agree with people that there should be, on the base game maps, if people have added them in, there should be in the menu an option to switch NPCs on or off. And if you switch them off, they disappear, I think. Onwards and out of the yard. It's a nicely made map. Lighting's good. Oh no, there's a bit of mist, but it does clear. I mean, that's the other thing as well. I think, you know, saying about NPCs and having a switch to turn them on or off. I think I know I like them. Don't get me wrong. I think the mist. I like the aesthetic it gives it. I know a lot of people. Again, it polarizes people. People are very, you know. You do get some maps where it doesn't matter what time of day it is. It just seems to be mist. It doesn't seem to always go away. But you know, like I say, it's just a map tour. We're having a look around the map. It's a feature of the game rather than a feature of the map per se, isn't it? To be fair. So we're going to head out south first, down to the sawmill. I'll show you the map in a moment. We haven't really looked at the map and field prices and that kind of stuff. There are some sections of the map where you can't purchase the land. Most of the sell points and stuff are up in the sort of northwest-ish, I guess. Oh, you know what? I forgot to. Oh no, I didn't. I forgot to speed up time. No, I didn't. I went to the farmhouse. The mist just doesn't seem to have cleared at all. I tend to find on some maps it's sort of 10:30. After 10:30 it tends to. There you go. Gates are open now. So 9 o'clock the gates open down here at the sawmill. Large facility. We've already seen what the sawmill can produce. Looking at the menus, including pallets. There's your sawmill. What we'll do, we'll stop there. We'll come back to our menu and we'll go to the map. So let's say, well, I suppose it's all more the western side because we come right way down to the bottom. I thought it was more down the bottom. There isn't, is there? It's the eastern side of the map. There's no sell points or anything. That's all fields. So as far as field prices go, I know I often say it's a lot. What you'd expect for the size, I reckon. Nothing crazily cheap. Nothing stupidly expensive. The more expensive forestry plots are to the north. They're bigger ones. And then to the south, we've got a lot of smaller ones here. So if you want to do a little bit of forestry but not break the bank stuff, just to get yourself going, there are some smaller plots down there. But then this whole section in the middle here, you can't buy any of the land. And curiously, well, again, not necessarily curiously, but when you buy the biogas plant here, you don't get the land. So you do own the biogas plant. The biomass heating plant is just to the side here, which is at the moment, because I don't own it, a sell point. But yeah, when you buy the biogas plant, you don't get the land. So, and there's one plot here, this one. If you click on that one there, that takes in that plot and that plot. I just think that the number for it's just slightly off, but again, no big deal on that really. So yeah, you can. Not everything's purchasable, and prices are okay. From here, we're going to go to the farmers market sell point on the map. Check for traffic. Now the farmers market sell point, David is at the farmers market. There are three kind of sections to the farmers market. You've got your pallet sale point, you've got your grain sale point, and then you've got a sort of a bale sale point. You've also got some buy points as well. On the map it says liquid weed killer, which is herbicide. We've got herbicide, liquid fertiliser, we've got seed and solid fertiliser, and we've got a lime point. So there's your sell point for palleted items. David is just there as we go past him. That tank in the corner, if you go on the map, that says liquid weed killer. There's your sell point for the farmers market for your grain type crops. Just there is your lime point. That's lime and... was that lime and fertiliser? Yes, lime and solid fertiliser. And then over here you've got your bale point for selling for the farmer's market. And on the other side you've got a seed purchase point, which is just here. Going to whiz up to the next road over and then cut across. There we go. I say road. Concrete slabs, but hey. So, back onto the main road. We come out a little bit further down from the farm. To our left is the carpentry. Just there. Just past the carpentry, we've got the gas station. There is an electric charge point. Just there as well. At the gas station. Continue a little bit further up. On our right we've got a warehouse point. I'm blocking the road, I know I am. Now this could be a sell point as well. It's not showing on the map as a sell point, but the fact it's got that hazard marked box and a no parking bit as well. But our warehouse point is just here for purchasing off, and there you go, looking at empty pallets from here as well. A little bit more expensive, but you can do. If we come back to our map, so we are here. It's showing warehouse but not showing a sell point, but I would say it probably is. It's likely to be. Continuing up, on our left hand side is Ben. Was it Ben or was it Noah here? It's Ben. Just out there on the front of his place. Then we're going to take a side turning down here. I'm going to say this as well. This takes us down towards the biogas plant. I'll show you down there. These buildings here to the left are incredible. I'm going to jump the fence here. Can we jump the fence? Yeah, we can. Look at the detail on these. They're beautiful. I never noticed when we went to Poland. I never really noticed it. I tell you what, I did notice this a lot was in Austria when we went to Kundl for FarmCon. Around windows and door frames, and they're just incredible. I mean, look at it. Wow, that's really nice. Like that. Something a bit special, isn't it? That. So out to the biogas plant then. I don't need to buy it. I've got the money. I did put a bit extra money in just in case. I think it's 1.18. I think it is for the biogas plant. Biogas plant, power plant, heating plant, the whole shebang. So I say don't get the land, so you can't remove any of this anyway. Side clamps to the left hand side, regular biogas plant is just here, and then your biomass heating plant section is over here. Now what I did off camera, like I say, I used the 82 Studio purchase point and I bought some canola straw, and I did buy some biomass. It wouldn't take biomass, but like I said, I can't find any way to produce it anyway. Bought the straw here and tipped it in. Now before I bought the biogas plant, tipping it in there, I got paid for it. So that acts like a usual biomass heating plant. You bring biomass, you put it in, you get paid for it. Once I'd bought the biogas plant, when I put the straw in there, the straw showed up in our menu for our biogas plant. Actually, you know what? We'll just buy it. It's easier, isn't it? So yeah, when I put the straw in then, I didn't get paid for it, but it did show in the menu here for running it as part of the biogas plant. So the two are inextricably linked, which is kind of the point, really. There we go. Yeah, so when I put that in, on the right hand side it showed as rapeseed straw in here rather than paying me for it. So, you know, that's how that all works, kind of. Right, back out to the main road then. Just opposite there is the main vehicle shop and workshop trigger. That is also the reset point for the map. Through the gap just here. Back up along that track is the dairy. And the next one over, that huge facility just there. Through the gap there. That's the grain mill. I'm surprised that wasn't amended or adjusted to take into account the rye, triticale and spelt. But hey, you know, the extra crop types are on there anyway. And then continuing along this road all the way out will bring us up to... Did I miss Noah? I did. I've got on my notes Noah Dairy. We've gone past Noah's house. That's okay. Up here we've got Katie at the animal dealer. So at the animal dealer we have got, to our right, liquid manure, manure purchase point, sell point for the animal dealer. Katie is just there, and then we've got our animal dealer point for the purchase and sale of our animals just here. If we come back to the map and go to there, where did I miss Noah? I was on the right hand side. So when we left, went past the vehicle shop here, he was just on the right there, out the front doors. But anyway, and that's the map. That is Przybiernowko. Apologies, I know that sounds absolutely awful. If you're Polish, I do apologise. I hope you found all of this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.